Unit 3, Activity 4 is taking a look at the Frank slide, or the story of Turtle Mountain. So the idea here being how the planet Earth responds to human activity. I was fortunate enough to actually visit the Frank slide, though it's probably been about 8 or 9 years ago now. With a school trip, we actually did an exchange with another school from British Columbia that was close to here. So we went over and we actually checked this out, and it's really crazy how far that slide went, because these aren't small rocks that actually came down. These are massive, massive rocks. And the distance that they traveled is really unbelievable. So in this case, as you're going to find out as you go through this section, this is the Frank slide area here. And so it came all the way down the mountain, and it kept going down the valley and started heading up the other side. There was a mining operation for coal that existed in here. And based on the title here, of course, you got the Frank slide, the story of Turtle Mountain. It was, coined Turtle Mountain by the indigenous peoples because the mountain did move at times, right? So to them, it was like a turtle, all right, sort of moving, and that was sort of how they described it. And of course, we found resources there. The Europeans who came over, and of course, coal was a source of energy at the time. The railway was going through there, and of course, the railway, it was a steam engine, and so it would need coal to power it. So in many ways, it was a great location to have a mine because it was easy to ship that resource to other locations and those types of things. So there was an opportunity to make a lot of money. Unfortunately, we just didn't perhaps use or had the knowledge to then understand how fragile this structure was, or this mountain was, the sedimentary rock that was found in it. It wasn't the most stable. And so that resulted in a big slide. So in this activity, you're going to do some things about, seeing, thinking, wondering. So based on the picture and what you see, some questions that you can generate from there. So going back to some of the earlier stuff we did in the course, there's a video here that you can watch that shows some images of the Frank slide there as well. So that can be used to help things out. Then the action piece down here is a study of the Frank slide. So again, this was the idea of contrasting perspectives held by the cultural groups that lived in the area. So for this one, there's some things that were pros and some things that were cons. And ways and sort of you can look and analyze this as you're going through this. So whatever the method is that you choose, whether it's this graphic organizer, you can complete some of this self-exploration stuff as well, just to sort of get your notes and get your ideas. But in the end, what you're going to do is the Frank slide geographic perspective. So you can watch this sort of interactive right here, which will give you some more information about the whole piece of the Frank slide. So giving you some spatial significance, the people, that kind of stuff. And then what you'll do is you'll then take that graphic organizer right here that you've created and you filled in with the information, and you're then going to put that into this drop box right here. And the final activity are consolidations of perspectives component. So there's 3 questions. So you'll pick one of these 3 questions to answer. And then it's your job to then go through and make sure you're able to provide all the information and things that's required in order to complete this. So again, it's using what you've learned in the graphic organizer. So the graphic organizer in the previous, you're now going to take that and you're going to put that into a solid answer all together. And then it goes into this discussion item, and you'll find the link right there.